taken from a book I read a few years back called Take Control of Your Career. And what I did was I asked a number of people all around the world to tell me about their career story. And these people had a couple of things in common. The first thing they had in common was that they are all pretty happy doing what they're doing. Some of them earn truckloads of money, and some of them don't, and they're perfectly happy. And the second characteristic is that these are people all in their 40s and 50s and maybe early 60s. And I said to them, well, what was the signal event? What was the moment that got you here? What was the tipping point, if you like? And I didn't expect a single coherent reply. And I got one. You might be interested to know how it was constructed, how people phrased it. They said, well, I started by looking at myself. And they get so far with that, and with the guidance of people like yourselves, they get a little bit further. They understand what makes your working week feel exciting on a Sunday night. But then they did the step that they can't often do if they're working with a life coach, for example. They started to think about the outcomes that an organisation was looking for. Now that might be their present organisation, or it might be the next one in line. I use the word outcomes very, very carefully here, because these are not the same as appraisal objectives. It's not the same as the things that you tick on your checklist, when you have your 6-monthly appraisal review. Outcomes are emotional. So, no one expressed it better than Maya Angelou. She said that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So to give you a very tangible example of that, if you make your boss look good, if you make a useful and energetic presentation at a meeting where a senior decision maker is present, if you rescue a situation where somebody feels a great sense of relief, that imprints on memory in a totally different way. So they started to get the idea that maybe career performance and career projection is actually about a series of emotional outcomes. And the third step, and I guess some of you are already ahead of me on this, is that they looked for or created an overlap between the first two. So started to actively move out there and say, well, where can I look for and find an overlap between me and how I really understand myself and what an organisation is really looking for. Really looking for. Way, way beyond the sort of the vagaries of a job description or a job advertisement. And of course, one of the things that happened in that scenario, and it's amazing how many of our clients still don't believe this, one of the things that happens is that jobs get created around people. Even organizations that say we are not hiring, we're having a hiring freeze, take on people and say, we'll find something for you to do because you look like the kind of person that should be with us.